In the news this week, renewed warnings towards snake attacks as spring approaches Australia.
And bring on the challenge, young councillors put their hands up for the Lord Mayor top job.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lung and Daniel Stanislav.
Good evening. Spring's approaching soon, but with it comes a warning. Pet owners were cautioned about the snake's life-threatening dangers towards cats and dogs as they become increasingly active due to the weather. Cecilia Faustina reports.
Snake bites were a big threat to both humans and pets in Western Australia, with more life-threatening injuries towards pets according to emergency veterinarians.
They are certainly something that causes a lot of problems both for humans and for animals in terms of snake bites.
Australia is home to around 172 species of snake and 100 species of poisonous snakes, with WA being one of the most diverse in snake species.
Pet owners should be more aware of their surrounding areas with the amount of snake bites happening towards their pets. Emergency veterinarians said owners should avoid bringing their pets towards bush areas.
Both dogs and cats can be very curious about snakes and can want to investigate them, and that's where a lot of the problems with snake bite that we see come from.
The brown snake and the tiger snake were some of the most common cases of snake bites. Mr. Boyd advised owners to bring their pets to a veterinarian if they suspect a snake bite. Cecilia Faustina, WAMN News.
It'll be big shoes to fill, but Councillor Reece Harvey is gearing up for the local government election as he plans to contest the Lord Mayor's position. Despite the huge responsibility, Reece is looking forward to the challenge. This report from Helene Fung.
As the City of Perth Mayor election starts to heat up, we get up close and personal with the candidates who've declared their interests so far. On one hand, we have Reece Harvey, currently a city councillor, serves on a number of public boards and committees. His main concerns, revitalisation and transparency.
I want to bring a renewed focus to the creation of precincts within our city. I think that we need to do more to support West Perth and East Perth precincts and small businesses there.
Also in the ring, we have Michael Hanlon, mechanical engineer, small business owner, serial entrepreneur and motorbike racer, who sees the lack of city council experience as an opportunity for fresh ideas rather than a disadvantage. His areas of focus: homelessness, crime and startups.
Transparency is the most important thing for anyone doing anything these days. So I'll stand by my commitment. I have the track record of seeing a big vision and then putting the right team around it to deliver that vision.
The current Lord Mayor, Lisa Scafidi, is yet to announce whether she will contest the next election. Helene Fung, WAMN News.
The Corruption and Crime Commission published a report regarding a strip search incident at the East Perth lockup in 2013. The report found both officers who conducted the search involved in serious misconduct after they broke Joanne Therese Martin's finger as they attempted to remove her ring. She also received other injuries after being punched.
I accept the recommendations of the report, and as I said, I've discussed with the Commissioner where he disagrees with the Assistant Commissioner of the CCC.
This is a very scathing, damning report of this incident. It raises very significant concerns. It cannot just be brushed aside.
Melville Mayor continued to argue that there is solid support within the community about the Perth Freight Link. Mr Aubrey believes the construction of PFL will reduce the amount of trucks on Leach Highway. His comment comes after a special council meeting earlier this week.
My view is that on the evening there was no new information provided, so one would not expect that there would be any change in the decision of council. Unfortunately, the reviews of 100 people do not reflect the views of 100,000 people, and we're not going to allow the governance of the city to be dictated by 100 protesters.
Authorities in Thailand insisted that police were making progress in the hunt for the Bangkok shrine bombers. At least 20 people were killed during the blast. A multi-religion prayer ceremony was held at the scene. Thailand's police chief said the bomb was an attempt to create fear amongst tourists. The police are still examining the CCTV footage which captured the identity of the alleged main suspect. They've ruled out that the bombing is part of a global terrorist attack.
2 men have been sentenced to 19 years in prison after attacking the former newspaper editor with a meat cleaver last year. Hong Kong Ming Power's former executive editor, Kelvin Lau, was severely injured after 2 men assaulted without reason. Both men were found guilty of causing grievous bodily harm with intent. The judge said the attack was senseless and the heavy sentence is mandatory to reflect the severity.
On Newsnight this week with Blake Danielzak, Cam Cox, the Chief Executive of the Sex Workers Outreach Program, discussed their efforts to defend discrimination of the New South Wales sex industry. Plus, leading cast members of the St Francis Xavier spoke about the highlights in their production. Be sure to join Blake Danielzak every Thursday from 5 p.m. on Yast FM and online.
Don't forget to stay tuned for that, and those are the stories you need to know this week.
With more news on our website, until we see you again next Sunday. Good night.